the questions we ask here will be all related to the US retirement plan. So these several questions we ask are the loss of US pension to the CCP stock market. It will include the CalPERS investment in the blacklisted CCP entities. It will also include who runs the CalPERS, and it will include Yumeng's, the former CIO, Chief Investment Officer of the CalPERS, participation in Thousand Talents program. But before we're looking into these questions, let's looking at this particular fact about the US retirement plan. So to looking into the US retirement plan, one of the most classical cases to looking into will be the CalPERS and the news stories of CalPERS back in 2021, which was on August the 3rd, 2021, say that the US pension funds lost $400 billion on investments related to these CCP entities in July that year. So we have circled out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 red circles. And the first one, we have written down one thing. ChatGPT claims its knowledge base was cut off in September 2021. So this article comes out on October 3rd, 2021. 7:47 a.m. So please remember, this is a very important detail because we will be using that to eliminate the possibility that all these answers to eliminate that possibility that some of the wrong answers may be the result of the lack of data input. We use that as a reference point to eliminate the possibility. But let's take a look at this news story. It says big Chinese tech stocks lost hundreds of billions of dollars in combined market value in July, that's back in 2021, reflecting rising investor concern about how the sector would fare under a barrage of regulatory pressure from Beijing. Well, we have to say that these entities are CCP affiliated entities, and none of them are truly independent. And even more importantly, in the later part, in the last two red circles, we circled out for you that all these stocks have both Hong Kong shares and United States, the American Depository Receipts, or shorthanded as ADR. So with ADR, that means the American firms or the American institutional investors can invest in the stock markets, or that means the US pension funds. Combining all these facts together, that means the CalPERS have been investing in these stocks back in the communist China, in these affiliated entities, and it lost money. So now, from this point on, we are going to looking into what ChatGPT says. Be prepared. Okay, the answer, we showed it to you. So the question we ask is, how much had the CalPERS lost into Chinese stock investment? Remember, that news story comes out in August 2021. The first paragraph of the answer, do you want to hear it? It said, as of my knowledge cutoff date of September 2021, I am not aware of any reports indicating that the California Public Employees Retirement System, CalPERS, had incurred significant losses from Chinese stock investment. Now, wait a minute. It says the cutoff date is 2021. It's September of 2021. And a news report comes out in August 2021. It's even in the early August. So ChatGPT is supposed to have these news stories in the database. So why this is not being included? This is the big red flag. Remember, this is an artificial intelligence. It says it collects info from the internet. And it at least should have the news report from the American media. By the way, that news story is not from China, it's from the American media. And it says that should be significant enough to include in its database. And it's before September 2021. Why it's outright telling me an answer that is far off from the fact that is already being verified and to be truthful? Can this be explained by a cutoff alone? Because the news stories is before the September, that is impossible to be explained by the cutoff. So that is very highly likely. We cannot say this is absolute, but it is highly likely there's something very off about this entire situation. So you may ask, David, we know that there's something wrong over here, but